Okay, welcome back to the Apothecary Diaries. Excuse me, anime review, episode number 9. Sadly put, I only have time to do 2 more episodes. You're thinking, wait, you had a day off and you limited you 4? Sadly, that's all I can do. There's nothing I can do about that. So, in these 2 episodes of choosing, in this particular one, we started with Mao Mao at the school that was established a few episodes back. They actually went through, and about 20 students now, basically servant girls, are learning how to read and write. And, of course, they created a teacher, and, of course, there's also this odd-looking building, which turns out to be the Shrine of Choosing. And so, then, for some reason, the Emperor, who is, of course, playing with his adorable little daughter, who I think is probably like 1 at this point. Yeah, at least 1, maybe 2. Which, of course, basically her awesome grandmother just loves spoiling her. The Empress Dowager. So, he proceeds to take her with him to the Shrine of Choosing. And she and Jinshi go with him. And go on the path again. This path, like it turns out he actually failed. But we basically took it because he felt like doing it. And then of course, they're taking it again, this time having Mao Mao basically point out the doors. And apparently, she point out the correct path. And it turns out that some people in the royal family, the Emperor of course confirmed this, that there are some people in the royal family's history who have basically terrible eyesight. Now, of course, basically, it's not exactly passed down a lot very much, but there's been history of that. And the fact that he's very knowledgeable, points out basically about telling color differences. The person running the shrine is very impressed with her. The Emperor basically seems very impressed. He is not upset with the fact, basically, he pointed out these wrong paths, but basically he's pretty very good Emperor. And, well, they wrap it up right there. Then the next episode, it's like, oh, she's banished to this storage unit because she got framed for all those bugs that were with somebody else. So then she has a conversation with the Empress Dowager, which I believe this is the first time she actually spoke to her in the entire series. She has probably seen her from a distance, but she's never spoken to her. And it's revealed certain things about her in the episode. Like, she apparently gave birth to the current Emperor very young. Because the Emperor's father was a pedophile. Yes, he liked much younger girls. That's why when the consorts is someone who's very young. The Emperor, of course, will not touch her because she's way too young. Way too young. Keep it on because basically she's probably a smart girl. So, apparently he was a very old man who died of natural causes, and it was later explained by someone who associated with the Empress. Like, the Empress thought she may put a curse on the Emperor. By the way, the episode started off not with this, also with the whole thing with Mao Mao. There's also this very interesting scene where we see Zhao Shi, which we kind of confirmed this episode, that he is in fact, he suspected at first he was actually the Emperor's son. But it turns out that he's actually not the son, but the younger brother. Excuse me. Yeah. And apparently, according to the type of women that the Emperor likes, he likes voluptuous women. That could explain why that 2 of the concubines are pregnant. Because he likes visiting them. Because he just loves voluptuous women. Yep. So, yes, then we have a attendant of the Empress Dowager, not the actual Empress. This one was a little bit older. I'd say about 10 years older, I'd say. Yes. Oh, and it was basically confirmed that Mao Mao's adoptive father, he was one who basically assisted, well, they show, not graphically, thank God, they show a little blood on his suit, on his doctor's attire, when he assisted with the birth of the Emperor. And this little political intrigue, and of course, talk about the founding of the kingdom, which that was really nice. Basically, we got that development. And then you have the attendant showing Mao Mao this office, which apparently belonged to the Empress, basically the mother of the previous emperor, where she was. The way to describe her is that she was possibly worse than the emperor. The fact that this woman was, the way they don't say in the episode, it seems like she was an evil woman. Yes, while her son, who was a fool, was a pedophile, she just pure evil. And she died of natural cause, and her basically after being entombed for a week, her body decayed naturally. Not the case of the previous emperor, where he looked the same as when he died. And Mao Mao has been tasked of how in the world that could have happened. Okay, interesting. So, pretty good head start, basically, of a storyline here. And also the fact that the high-ranking consorts are having a tea party with the Empress Dowager while this is going on. And apparently, this building they mentioned in the episode is set to be demolished. The reason? I'm guessing it's not because it's old. That's not the reason why. I believe the Empress Dowager probably wants it demolished because it reminds her so much of terrible memories of this place. And apparently the fact that the current emperor was raised there. I'm sure the emperor himself doesn't have a problem with the fact basically this thing been destroyed. After all, his mom basically, who is his mom, who apparently established some rules. He presents like apparently creating more eunuchs per se, which okay. So yeah, they give you shorthanded soon. So there's that. But 2 really good episodes, and well, there's that. So sadly, I couldn't do any more tonight, sadly, because of time. So that's the main reason why I only did just 2 videos today of 2 episodes. Yesterday I did 1. How far I can get tomorrow? Depends. Yep, depends. Okay, so that's pretty much a particular video. Be sure to like and subscribe to notifications. Next up, Comic Corner. Next video. Bye.